All right, so the volume of the cube is 90 cubic inches. Find the value of x. So we need to set this up to how we would find the volume. And then because we know the volume is 90, so this is a cube, which is just a prism with a square base. So the bottom, the base of this prism is a square. And to find the area of a square, it's going to be the x times the x, which is x squared. And then we times by the height of the cube, which is also x. Okay, x squared times x is the same thing as x to the third. And so to find the volume of this cube, we would have to take the x to the third power. And here we're saying it's equal to 90. All right, so we've done problems similar to this before, where you've got something x to a power equals a number. We've done it mostly with squareds and geometry, but I'm pretty sure you've worked with those in Algebra 2 as well. So if it's a square, if I had x squared, the way that I would do it is I would take the cube or square root. Since it's x to the third, to figure out what the x is, I need to take the cubed root of 90. Now, depending on the kind of calculator you have, there's going to be a little different ways of putting it. Some of you have a cube root button, so kind of look at your calculator, see if you have a little button that looks like that. If you have a graphing calculator, you need to, if you look on the left side, 3 buttons down, there's a button that says Math. Hit that button, and then 4 choices down, you'll see a button that looks like this. Click on that, and then type in 90, and you get 4.48. Okay. Some of you, again, depending on the kind of calculator, some of you might have to type in the 90, then hit your cubed root button. Some of you might have to hit your cubed root button and then hit the 90. Hopefully you're familiar enough with your calculator by now that you know which way it has to be. Same way you would do with whether you were squaring, square rooting, all those things. It's the same order that you would do with all that stuff. So hopefully you know what that is with your calculator. And then because we're finding a length, we're finding the length of one of the sides. We're not finding the volume, we're finding the length, so it's just inches. All right. Last one, here's my base. The base is the triangle, so the area of the base is half of 4 times 3. That's how we find the area of a triangle. 4 times 3 is 12. And half of 12 is 6. And so then to find the volume, I take that area of the base and times it by the height of the prism. And remember, the height of the prism is from the distance from one base to the other base. So because this prism is turned on its side, that height is this right here. Okay, so the height of a prism is always defined as the distance from one base to the other base. In this case, 6. So the volume is going to be 36 inches cubed. All right, the volume of a right cylinder is 684 pi cubic inches. The height is 18 inches. Find the radius. So again, we set it up. If I were to find the volume of a cylinder, cylinder is a circular base, so I need to find the area of a circle, which is pi times the radius squared. Only problem is I don't know the radius, so I just have to leave it as r squared. The height is 18, so I take the area of the base, which is pi times the radius squared, I times it by the height of the cylinder, and that is supposed to equal my volume. So since I'm told that the volume is 684 pi cubic inches, I'm going to say 684 pi equals pi r squared times 18. And I need to try and get the r by itself. So this is all one term. So there's no other term that I need to subtract over to the other side. This is all one term because there's no adding, subtracting. It's all grouped together. So then what I need to do is I need to divide, because I'm multiplying by 18, so I need to divide by the 18. And I also need to divide by the pi. I need to get rid of those two things because I'm multiplying by pi and I'm multiplying by 18. And I want to divide both of those out to get the r by itself. And right now I just want to focus on getting the r squared by itself. So the pi's are going to cancel out. 684 divided by 18 is 38. And then to figure out what the radius is, I just square root 38 and get 6.2 inches. And again, since I'm looking for the radius, which is a length, I'm not looking for volume at the moment, I'm not looking for surface area at the moment, I'm looking for the radius, which is a length. It's inches, not inches squared, not inches cubed, but inches. All right, so there's your homework. And let me know if you guys have any questions.